like the HackOn title over there. I talked to Merdad. It's very functional. It's functional programming. And I screw, Merdad's mind was saying that HackOn could be a function, and data could be a function too. Think about that. So I'm Samson Lee, coming from LoyaltyOne. And I have to open my PowerPoint. And you can actually see how organized I am on my desktop. I have like 100 icons. This is what I do. I just sort them every single day, and that took me like 5 hours or something. My boss never asked me like justify my time, which is a good thing. So MIS, everybody knows MIS. So LoyaltyOne is a loyalty company which managed a lot of loyalty programs like the famous one, MIS, right? And for that, today, I will share a little bit of who we are, what we do, and the current project that we embark on, and take some interest from you guys. So my topic is beyond data silos, but don't worry about it. I'll slide into that. I love HackOn data. Yes, that's functional. Myself first. Yes, first thing first. I was born in Hong Kong, right? I'm a Chinese. I speak Cantonese. But the thing is, I like English too. Anyway, I came here 20 years ago in Toronto, and I call it home. I'm a foodie, so if you guys want lunch or something like sushi, pho, dosa, whatever, shawarma, I like that. I'm not too sure if I pronounced pho actually right, because people said pho, and it's pho, right? But I still love pho anyway. And I have special connection with data. I try to get away with data. In my career life, I program, I go here, go there. They always touch bigger set of data, and I can wean it off. I joined Cognos. I work at IBM, work as an architect and software engineer, but never been able to get away with data. Lucky me. So lately, I've been managing a group called Emerging Technologies at LoyaltyOne, and that's equal to play. Why? Because I'm playing with new technologies every day, like this RoboCop boots. I've been like, this is like story that I repeat like 100 times, but the thing is, I'm bored that I just broke my ankles. But play like Spark, Flink, Samson, Kafka, Mesosphere, Akka, whatever name you come it up. We are the first group to filter, triage all those technology, build a POC out of it, and now we are trying to wire up some of those in production. So it's not just play, but a meaningful play where we are very close to the edge of forefront of technology, and we are not shy away from putting that into productions. So a little bit about LoyaltyOne and MIS rewards programs. So these reward programs has 10 million active users. So if you think about Canada population is 30 million. So one third of you should have a card and actively using that. We have major sponsors, Amex, BMO, Shell. For groceries, we have Metro, Sobeys, and for drugstore, we have Rexall. So we help them to leverage their business to the next level, and also actually help collectors to save more and make purchase decisions, right? So given this business, we are actually in the center and epic of having a very rich set of retail data. So think about you swipe your cards in Shell. We know, of course, you go to Shell, you might buy a chocolate bar, but it's gas. But the thing is, let's say Metro, we kind of have the idea what you have bought and how we could leverage that kind of experience to you to recommend some other things that is relevant to your purchase as well, right? So we have huge set of data, not just one set, but a lot of it and several different ones. When you are going on to our app, you will be able to, we kind of know what you pick and your information about that. So given that set of data for around, hey Yanis, come over. How's it going? Enable, so that I'm trying to read from the slide, but it's not going to work anyway. So with that set of data, we collect those for 25 years, different varieties of data, different set of that. The information is exploding. From time to time, we're having a new business unit. Sometimes we're having a new applications. Sometimes we run a different loyalty program. We will run testing and all that. It becomes exploding, and data become displaced between different business units and different teams and different applications. They hold on to their master data set for their operation, obviously, but we're not being able to actually do something with it because it's kind of segregated. But let's look at what's the ideal way of actually using data. So data value chain, that's what I kind of call. I copy from the web, so I didn't draw this one. I have to give credit, but I don't know who, but that's okay. So data value chain. So how do data actually arrive to value? Yes, data is an asset, but how do we actually make it to work? So it goes into server stages where you got some data, you have information, you tag it with metadata. The next step would be, how can I link one data to another data to actually arrive some sort of knowledge? And after that, once you have the knowledge, how do you act upon it? And when you act upon it and you get result, that's where you get your values. So data is the very, very big step. And without organizing those data, you are going into some sort of chaos in real life that on your right-hand side, you have a lot of data, but they are in different segments or silos or different places. You tag them, some information coming out of it, but when it comes to linking the data to derive values, that's where the challenges is. It's like you were not being able to link them together. If you want to link them together, it is very hard. The friction comes from not just technology, not just technological, but also political, also human frictions, difficulties, and other frictions that you will not be able to link them together. So your yield of data become very small, where you have, let's say, 10 data set, you only can arrive one action. And that's not a very good use of that. And this data explosion, actually, at LoyaltyOne, we are embarking on dealing with it. So this is what I call beyond the data silos. We are actually breaking it down, merging them into like putting them into one logical repository. I mean, the advantage of that is very obvious, is that you are able to actually share and create knowledge from these data sets easily. It could help you improve data business process with a holistic approach. Also organizing, prioritizing actions, and being able to measure your outcomes and feeding back to the response. Our approach to do that is a hub and spoke architecture. So we are trying to extend tentacles to each different data silos and trying to pull data out of them and making it into one logical repository. And this is how we do it. So new technology, emerging technologies. We play around with NiFi. We play around with AWS, Kinesis, Spark, of course. I love Spark. I'm here. And Prediction.io. So what we do with NiFi is the tentacles that we use to tap into all different silos, to suck data out of those and put it into one logical repository where where people could actually link data together and try to arrive knowledge and finally action items. So for streaming endpoints, we really want to use Kafka. But the thing is, at this point, Kafka is still very hard to manage. So in order to actually scaffold, I would say scaffold because my end goal is actually using Kafka for solving this problem. But the thing is, I use AWS Kinesis file host, which is like doing all the managing for me, but I have a streaming pipeline to suck data out from different silos. It works fine, it works great. And I will have to see, like if traffic explodes or we have a bigger streams, then we'll have to certainly use some other technologies. But for now, whatever it is suitable for the use case, we'll kind of use it. Analytics, so everything lands on S3, and I don't have to explain to you guys, if it is land on S3, that's freedom. You do whatever you want. So we are working on a recommender system. We're working on fraud detection out of these data sets. Prediction IO is just a delivery mechanism that we put it in as an API for the organization to consume it. So the value of that is very tremendous. And the gist of it is let data talk. It's like we go back to the idea of the data value chain. Now the data is in one place. We were being able to, the most important thing is on your left, like on your left-hand side, your right-hand side actually, the knowledge that you can link them together. Immediately, once the data is being put together, our business units start to talk. So I give you an example, is that for AirMiles.ca team, where it managed our web presence web presence for AirMiles, they log user clickstream usage on the website. Before it was silo, it was in their own database. Call center, they have another database of who is calling and what is the resolution code. It's like the reason that they're calling. Now that we put two data sets together, they start talking. New analytic actually arrive. Is that how many people, so the first thing they could find is like, what were they doing on the web before they call? That is very interesting. It's like, it would be a little bit creepy as well. It's like if you call AirMiles one day and then you were looking at a travel site and you want to book a flight, the agent, you just pick it up, oh, you were looking at going to Hawaii, right? That's very creepy. But the thing is like, that's the power of data. It's like how you can improve the experience of your collectors towards rewards. All that is revenue generating. So I have that little hand with, those are like bills, like money, notes. Another example is like you can have saving as well. It's like we could actually derive some sort of analysis. Let's say what leads to, so what pages and what user were working on the site before they were calling. It's like, what are the impedance, some of the impeding pages that is, it leads to a call. And so then we can derive that there might be some problem with that pages, or maybe there is something on that pages that could improve to save them from calling us. So calling us 1 minute, it will cost us like $20. So imagine we could actually lower the call time for an hour for the whole year. That would be huge savings. So these are some of the things that when you connect like data together, you got knowledge. And then you have your data item where you could actually act upon and improve your business process. The other thing, the values for having whole data into a hub and in one place is that data no longer locked down by an application. So the reason for silos, I'm not blaming anyone, is this is good applications. So Care use Oracle database, IT use Netezza database, application people like Splunk. So everything starts with applications. But that you don't take custodian of your data. You let people take custodian of the data and ownership of the data, where you lock yourself down into no return. So for this concept, we just land files, information into S3 in one logical place where things are start with data, but not start with an applications that you won't phase out. You won't phase out when your application fades out. You won't go into their life cycle. You don't go into the application life cycle. Data has its own life cycles. That you save money. First, you save money. Second, you can find better tools to actually perform your analytics. Finally, application receive real-time feedback to enhance both sponsor yields and collector experience. So what this means is that this is the feedback loop that you have. So once you have an action, you immediately feed it back to your cycle loop, and then you go on and on to create continuous values for your company. So this is what LoyaltyOne, who myself is, LoyaltyOne, and the latest project that we embark on. We are putting everything into one thing called Data Hub and derives values. So, so that's what LoyaltyOne do, the latest and greatest. And we are, as I would say, can I say we're hiring? Yeah, we're hiring, but we'll say you're shaping the future. Like, if you want to join and shape futures together, you can email me. You can talk to Alison Melnick, which is our HR representative, or we have two mentors from LoyaltyOne to this event, which is Victor at the back, who is our data scientist, and Bo, who is our data engineer, who could help you on all the problems that you have, and you can contact them with your problems or any interest that you want to take in LoyaltyOne. At last, I would like to thank the organization team to give us an opportunity to sponsor the event. This is a functional event programmatically, and I like it. So thank you, Merdad. Thank you very much. You guys are